We're at the Watchman Way. July 26th, 2020. Ag warfare. Seeds from China. I think I might have mentioned this last night, but there are people all over the country reporting that they're receiving seeds that they didn't order coming from China. And nobody knows what they are yet. What the hell? They're saying they think it's some kind of invasive species that would, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but this gets crazier every day. Who knows? Texas virus death count tops 5,000. 5,000. You hate to see anybody die, but guys, this is the flu. It's less dangerous than the flu. People die every year from the flu. It's just a part of life. As new cases slide to 2-week low, this thing is fizzling out. It is. I keep saying by the end of the month, and I think it's going to be really close to that. I don't think we go through the end of the week without whatever President Trump's going to do. He can write an executive order that ends this thing right away. I mean, boom, done. No more lockdown. No more mask. We know, he knows, and I'm sure he's got the evidence to prove it, that this was all engineered by the World Health Organization, the Wuhan lab, the globalists, Bill Gates, Fauci, they're all involved in it. Remember, every phone call, every text message, every email for the last 20 plus years, I think it's probably closer to 30, has been recorded. So they know who's involved in this stuff. And this is a fraud. And the whole purpose is to get President Trump out of office. They hoped to saddle him with a lot more deaths. That didn't work out for him. And then, of course, they collapse the economy, right? And then hopefully that happens right before the election, September or October. That's why I don't think this thing can go on. I just don't see President Trump playing into their hands. He's either to stop them from collapsing the economy, and they will collapse the economy if the right people are still out of Gitmo, right? If they're free, they're going to be free to take the economy down at the right time, which is going to be right before the election. So he's either President Trump either needs to declare Nasara or the reset, if it's not going to be Nasara, before they collapse the economy, because they put a lot of effort and resources into this whole pandemic. They won't miss this opportunity. I don't know that President Trump could arrest all of the right people. In other words, there'd have to be, I'm sure, dead man switches in here embedded somewhere so that if everybody did get arrested, this thing would still trigger and the economy would still come down. We'll see. I just don't see us getting to the election with the economy intact. there's too many issues. You know, I don't know if if we could make the election, if we just stayed status quo, if nothing changed, if the deep state didn't try and take the economy down, and we know they're going to, but let's say they didn't try and take it down, and President Trump didn't declare the reset, I don't think we could get to the election without a collapse, organic collapse, just it imploding. This thing, and that also means we got to stop pumping the $1 trillion a month in. You can't stop printing. If you keep printing, and when I say printing, we're not necessarily actually printing dollars. We're creating dollars. It's the same thing. It doesn't make any difference whether it's digital or actual paper. They're creating money. $1 trillion a month to keep this thing going, to keep the economy running. Well, they stop printing. It's over. You can't keep it going. You keep printing, it leads to hyperinflation. You know, if you keep printing up to the election, the deep state comes in and tries to collapse the economy. I just do not see how it gets there. And then you've also got the other issue of, you know, the swamp. You know, they're going to let that go to the election. I mean, he could do whatever he wants, but it seems like when you've got this satanic pedophilia, is what this all boils down to. It's what, well, I say that. Satanic pedophilia and money, power, the power that money brings. It's at the root of all this. If you don't understand how that ties in, you're not going to get this whole thing. Because without the satanic pedophilia, well, I suppose if you knew it was the globalist, you know, it could just be the money that they're after. But if you dig into that, you find out where a lot of that money's coming from is their satanic pedophilia, their adrenochrome, their child sex trafficking. It's not necessarily the satanic pedophilia itself. It's the offshoot of the satanic pedophilia. Their side businesses, which is selling kids and selling adrenochrome. It's the blood they actually make it by torturing children. They torture children to get their adrenochrome levels up. And if they're part of their farming system, they drain the blood as much as they can without killing the kids. They're harvesting adrenochrome and then they sell it. It's like more expensive than gold. You know, I think it's like $8,000 a liter or something. It's crazy. But of course, then in the rituals, they sexually assault and torture to death these children that are involved in these rituals, that they select for these rituals. Horrific stuff. Search Frazzle Drip. That's the video with Hillary Clinton and Uma Abedin sexually assaulting and torturing to death an 8-year-old girl. It's on the dark web right now. All this evidence is going to be available when they announce these arrests. I think by the time they announce it, most of it's going to be over. I think most of the, Well, a lot of the trials, especially I think the big trials, will be over by the time they announce it. In other words, you're going to say, okay, this went down. We arrested a lot of people. Some of them have already been tried. You know, whether they're going to say it then or give you a website where you're going to be able to go watch the trials. All the trials are being video recorded. The executions are supposed to be video recorded. And the evidence, you're going to be able, like Frazzle Drip, I believe you're going to be able to go to this website and view all of those films, those videos. And there are hundreds of hours, if not thousands of hours, of the most powerful people in the world torturing and murdering children, as well as, you know, just your everyday pedophilia, which is disgusting enough. Remember, 800,000 kids a year in America went missing. 800,000. And politicians, you ever hear them talk about it? They're the mainstream media? No. They know where those kids are going. And just look at the flight list for Pedo Island. Look who flew on Epstein's plane, the Lolita Express. Bill Clinton, over 25 times. Hillary Clinton, I think it was 6 times. The Pope, Prince Andrew, Don Lemon, Chris Cuomo, Jake Tapper, CNN. It's not going to end well for anybody who's been to Pedo Island, trust me. They weren't going there to lay on the beach. And there's video and audio recordings of a lot of it. A lot of what went on there. It'll make you sick to your stomach. Where am I here? Some colleges will require students to test twice per week for the flu. We're going to make these college kids get tested twice a week to go back to school. This is going to end. We're already to the point. I think it was yesterday was the last day for the moratorium on rent. And, you know, how many people are going to go homeless if this doesn't shut down? We just started this now. The moratorium ended. Like I said, I think it was yesterday or Friday maybe. I just don't see President Trump allowing thousands, at least thousands, to go homeless. And that's what's going to happen. If this goes on much longer, and who knows where it would end. Not well, though, for a lot of people. Are predictions of the dollar demise premature? No, they're not. The U.S. dollar is finished. And again, China, Russia, and America all have gold-backed currencies ready to roll out. I think I saw a video today about Nasara, and there was an interesting take on it. You know, we've been talking about the debt clock running backwards, right? Both the credit card debt and I think the national debt running backwards. There was rumors that it was going to be rolled out in Canada first, and then there was at around the same time you had Chase announcing credit card debt forgiveness for all their Canadian customers. Chase Bank. Why would a bank do that? Just think about that for a second. A bank like Chase, that we know are criminals by their behavior, by their past behavior. They've got several convictions now, pled guilty for price fixing precious metals. Why does a company like that forgive credit card debt? And I think it's because it's part of Nasara. Um, if this happens, it could, and the debt gets paid off, and supposedly there's enough money to pay off the debt. Also, I guess it looks like U.S. citizens, and this Nasara is an American program. Um, that they are maybe going to owe Americans money on top of the debt being forgiven. That's mortgage debt. That's all debt being forgiven. Um, the way I understand it. Uh, I don't care whether it's Nasara or it's President Trump declaring the reset. It's huge to have the debt wiped out. Um, I personally have and would recommend people with credit cards to use them to buy physical silver and Litecoin. I mean, even if you make your minimum payments on whatever your purchases are, you're going to be money ahead because just, I think Litecoin's almost up to 50. It was over 48 earlier today and climbing. Uh, Bitcoin's over 10 grand now again. Um, Something is happening. Is August 1st going to be a trigger? Is tomorrow going to be a trigger? Um, I don't know. I just know that there's a lot of things going on that can't be explained unless you insert Nasara and then the pieces fit together a little bit better. So I don't know, guys. I think it might be real. I think that there's so many little things that fit with what we're seeing, with what was actually happening. Um, to me, at this point, it makes more sense that it is happening than it's not. So I think I don't see how we can go on. Almost no matter what the situation, Nasara, no Nasara, reset, no reset. We've got the economy that is on its last legs. We've got the election coming up in November. We've got a lot of influence putting pressure on the economy. This makes sense that it's exactly as I've laid it out. And if that's the case, we don't get the election before at least the reset happens and probably the swamp. And if the swamp goes, then the pedophiles are going too. So we'll see. Jonathan Turley blasts the media's willful blindness to Obama's criminal spying. Well, I want to know, that's for sure. but what makes even more sense to ask is, how the hell did he get elected in the first place? Because there were rumblings about his eligibility to be president way before the election. If the media was doing their job, Obama would have never been able to run, because they would have sniffed this out in a week. But they were told not to. The CIA, for any of you who don't understand this, go and look up Project Mockingbird. Just go to YouTube and put in a search for Project Mockingbird. CIA, this is a program run by the CIA since the Second World War, where they were controlling the media, to control the information and shape our opinions. And this is documented also. This has come out in court records. This is a fact. They've released the old records that show this was a legitimate CIA program. The problem is that we're seeing it today. What the problem is, CNN. I'm just going to use them as the easiest example. They're a joke. They're incompetent. I mean, it's not incompetence. It's willfully neglecting their duty to report the news. And it's a duty in our country because we depend on them. They get special protections in our Constitution to warn us about people like Obama. Obviously, the system didn't work. Obviously, there's a lot of things to fix. Obviously, they're all going to be fixed before the end of President Trump's second term. And that's why I keep talking about all of this overreach, all of the vaccines and the chips and the attacks on President Trump, the Russian collusion, the virus. This is all part of their attack. Their whole goal, take down our government from the inside. That's what the plan was. Didn't work. They got caught. Yeah, there's no question. Obama was born in Kenya. Yeah, it's all going to come out too. This won't be a gray area. It's going to come out. All the proof for all this I've been talking about is coming this year. First ever worldwide economic collapse. First ever worldwide draining of the swamp. Exposure and eradication of satanic pedophiles. Silver and Litecoin through the roof. Protecting us against the economic disaster that we're in the middle of right now. All of it's coming out. German Shepherd military trained dogs, they've been trained to sniff out the virus. Wouldn't they have been a lot better choice than Dr. Fauci and Bill Gates? In the beginning, we'd have been a lot better off. Bill Holter, all roads lead to gold/silver in a credit implosion. And I think that's what's in the process of happening is credit is drying up right now. So precious metals, we're seeing assets outside the system, cryptocurrencies, precious metals, silver and Litecoin. U.S. recovery stalls as food bank lines reemerge. Yeah, we're not in a recovery, guys. Not yet. Another Zero Hedge headline from the restaurant industry. I would literally do any other job right now. Workers are leaving the restaurant industry in droves. You can't, it's even the ones that are open, like in California, outside dining, you can't, you have the capacity. Everybody's on short staffs because, they don't have enough business because they don't have the seats. It's unfortunate that so many people are getting caught in the middle of this. But it's a part of what had to happen. I keep going back to what would have been the alternative to this. And the alternative to this would have been basically a civil war, because President Trump didn't have to go through all this for 3 years. If he didn't care about casualties, he could have gone in the week after he was elected and rained down hell on these people and arrested every last one of them. And millions of people around the world would have died because they were very powerful at the time. And if we were going to go toe-to-toe with them, they were going to fight because they were fighting for their lives. They had nothing to lose. This was handled the right way. Yes, it's a little bit harder on people right now, but compared to the alternative, trust me, this couldn't have gone any better. Yeah, some people are going to have some financial hardship. It's better than losing your whole family. It's better than cities being wiped out, because that's where we were headed. Hedge fund CIO. Liberal art majors generally don't do well in a revolution. We got Antifa, they don't, because they aren't built for this. It's ending badly for Antifa and BLM. It's like I said a couple of weeks ago, that eventually the militias are going to stand up. The militias are starting to stand up. Antifa is now running into hundreds of militia members when they're getting off their buses. It's not going to be around much longer, guys. See, money's drying up. Militias stepping up. That's the vaccine that President Trump's been looking for, is, the people to say we've had enough and take our streets back. And that's what's happening. And it needs to happen in every city from now on. It needs to happen in every city. And it doesn't take much, guys. Even if it's 20 or 30 guys with ARs, now's the time. There's nothing to wait for. We can't let them control this any longer. Soros's 2018 threat, POTUS will disappear in, back then I think he said 2018, whatever. But 2020 or sooner. And look what's happened in reality. POTUS is still here. I haven't seen Soros, though, in a few weeks. I'm kind of wondering if he's not already been on the Gitmo train. That's the other thing. Look, you can go online I think it's part of oh, the air traffic controllers. If you, it might be if you go to their website, you can see all the air traffic on any area of the country that you want or any airport. And it'll show you. You can separate and look at just commercial flights or military flights, or I think all flights. Look at the flights in and out of Gitmo. It looks like a major airport. It looks like Chicago or New York. There are planes all over the place. Like there's no room for them. Like you wouldn't think they could all land there. Something's going down in Gitmo. Has China's military deeply infiltrated U.S. medical research? The Chinese military has infiltrated virtually every facet of our lives. All thanks to our politicians that have sold our secrets for years now. And that's all going to come out. That was the whole thing with Hillary's email. It was why it was unprotected. They basically gave out the passwords. You know, go ahead. You want top secret information? Here's the passwords to the the State Department's emails. Are you kidding me? Not to mention all the military secrets they sold. Assets they betrayed. Yeah, we were sold out. It's all going to come out. Here's some more fear porn. Over 40% of U.S. adults are susceptible to severe virus. Just the severe virus, you're susceptible, 40%. Not just the easy virus, but the severe one. It's the flu. This is what, they're using the media. I mean, there's still people that are afraid of this thing. There's some people, one of the reasons that the restaurant industry is having such a hard time and so many people are leaving is because they're actually afraid of the virus. They actually feel like they're going to, die, get sick and die from it. And the restaurant industry, it's mostly younger kids, under 30 is a huge majority of the working population of the restaurant industry. You got nothing to fear from this thing. Look at the mortality rate. Are you afraid of the flu? No, nobody under 30 is afraid of the flu, really. There's something wrong with you if you're under 30 and you're afraid of the flu. Let's see. Okay. Las Vegas casinos are making another round of brutal furloughs and layoffs. Not looking good in Las Vegas. And they just reopened. So, I don't know. Not looking very good in Las Vegas. And the economy in general, guys. All right, come on. Okay, Lisa, how you doing? Mike, what's up? Paris, what's up? I can make this damn thing. Kathy, how you doing? Darla, hello. Rogue, what's up? Amy, Robbie, Eileen, how's it going? Scott, what's up? Aaron, Susan, David, what's up? Melissa, hello. Timothy, Rita, too. Darren, Lena, what's up? Chelsea, Cheryl, hello. Mitchie, Tina, Maria, Maria, Jeff, Kim, Wade, Stephanie, how you guys doing? Candace, hello. Kevin, Susie, Jessica, Larry, what's up? JD, Robin, Britt, what's going on? Chad, what's up? Mike, what's up? Sandy, Barbara, Yacinda, Suzanne, Libby, Mindy, Corey, what's happening? Sarah, Misty, Melissa, Kelly, Michael, Evelyn, what's up? Melanie, what's up? Mark, Dave, what's going on? Brother Dale, Chrissy, hello. Tony, Raina, Shelby, Margaret, Lisa and Sherry, how you doing? Yvonne, Shirley, Sean, Lance, Dale and Julie, Jethro, Kathy, Paul, Michael, why? You know what's going on with this thing. Maybe it. Okay. Where are we at here? Oh boy. Okay, guys. Looks like all the questions, and I don't know. I guess I missed the questions the other night, but I don't see where they're coming up. So I don't know what's going on here with this thing. Let me check something out here. Huh. No. Okay. Okay. Litecoin is going up. Silver is going up. We expected this to happen right before everything was going to blow, that, you know, the people on the inside would have probably a few days notice on this stuff going down, and the prices would start to creep up before they skyrocketed. This could be what's happening. Listen, there's no question at this point that both silver and Litecoin are highly undervalued. They're great investments, especially when you look at the environment around the world. I know they're trying to convince the sheep that, put your money in the stock market, get on the bandwagon, basically advertising free money is how they're trying to present this thing, right? Like it's a no-brainer. You just put money in and it's like a slot machine. It's not how it works. This game is rigged. And this is how they rig it every time. They create these environments at the end that look really appealing. People get greedy. Their money goes in at the end and boom, 1929 happens, or 1987, or 2008. And you get hammered at the end. You're not going to get hammered with silver, physical silver, and Litecoin. You're not. I believe Litecoin is going to have the greatest ROI, return on investment, of any asset in history. Silver is going to be amazing. Not as good as Litecoin, but huge. It's going to be 10 times better than gold. So you can't go wrong. You've got, something really solid with silver, and something that's a little bit more speculative in Litecoin. But in all the research I've done and what God showed me, there's no question. I mean, that's 100% of my liquid assets are in physical silver and Litecoin. Not Bitcoin. I made money on Bitcoin and sold it off and bought all Litecoin. Not on gold, on silver, because of the historical ratios. Silver's going to at least outperform gold 10 to 1. And so historical ratios, basically, it's the price paid, silver compared to gold. For 5,000 years, the historical ratio is 10 to 1. It takes 10 ounces of silver to buy 1 ounce of gold. That's how it comes out of the ground. Makes sense. That's how it would be priced. Well, it's like 100 to 1 now. That means what's going to happen is when the manipulation's removed, when this economy crashes or resets, it's going to go back to its historical ratio, which means right off the bat, they're saying, if you look at the debt clock, this is what everybody should do. Go look up the U.S. debt clock. Do a Google, Bing, whatever search you want to do. U.S. debt clock. Look at the projected price of silver. The last time I looked, it was about $3,900 was a projected silver price. That's probably going to happen when they come out with a gold-backed currency, which is probably going to happen when they do the reset or declare Nasara, which could be any day or within the next few weeks. So you could pay $20 for something today that's worth $3,900 in a week. What are you waiting for? Now's the time, guys. I keep saying, you're never going to have another opportunity in the history of man. As long as we go, there will never be another opportunity like this to have the impact you can have on another person's life. Because you can take a dishwasher who's making minimum wage and turn him into a millionaire. If he can just invest $50 in Litecoin today, some analysts believe, and I think it's conservative, but some analysts believe $3 million for Litecoin by 2024. It's less than 4 years. $50 today, $3 million in 4 years. Why wouldn't you invest a couple $100? Even if you didn't believe in it, with everything going on in the world, knowing something's not right, the best $200 you'd ever spend. Crazy not to put more in, but is at least if you did that, you're gonna more than cover anything you're gonna lose in the stock market, in the banks, in the stock bonds, your pension fund. Again, if Nasara doesn't happen, and the economy collapses, the pension funds are done. That's another reason we really would like to see Nasara, because the pension funds will get funded by Nasara if it does happen. And again, there's a lot of things pointing to, if it's not Nasara, something different. You know, it's not normal. It shouldn't be happening. The debt clock shouldn't be running backwards. The credit card debt shouldn't be running backwards. Chase shouldn't be forgiving credit card debt in Canada. And then, when we hear that Canada is going to be the first run for Nasara, starting in Canada and then moving to America afterwards. We'll see. Okay, so again, nothing's changed. Red pill and prepare till we're done, till the end, till the announcements are made. That's what we do. We keep pushing. Keep reaching out. Keep buying. And keep posting, guys. Keep posting what you're buying, because it's encouraging to the other members to see people getting on this bandwagon. So let's keep that momentum going. The more we buy, the more we're going to be able to pay forward. And remember, the whole point of this, of silver and Litecoin, we've said from day one, is to pay it forward. We're all going to take a portion of our profits and pay it forward towards the foundation of God's church, the way. Church that Jesus taught 2,000 years ago. It's not really a church or a religion, it's a way of life. It's how you live your life every day. Tell the truth every time. Do the right thing every time. Treat others with respect. Live your life in the service of others. No violence unless it's in self-defense. The world is changing, guys. Evil is being eradicated. The way is going to be the biggest religion in the world, God showed me, by 2024. The Catholic Church is coming down. The Pope is going to resign this year. It's going to be revealed that 50% of Catholic priests are pedophiles. It's all coming out. All of it. It's going to be exposed. Everything that's hidden will be known. The secrets are crazy. Our history is not what they've told us. It's all going to come out. So keep pushing, guys. I don't know how much longer this can go on. So let's take advantage of every day. I'm going to leave it there with our prayer for God and country. Amen. I'll see you tomorrow night at 5 Pacific. God bless.